How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
You're feeling
Thank
great.
you.
I follow the updates on your Instagram.
Thank you, sweetheart. You're very sweet. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
You're on the whirlwind again.
I know, but it's beautiful. It's really special to feel the love from our fans and be able to share it finally with the world, because to us, like, one doesn't.
It's so good. I've seen it. It's so good. And I'm getting on a plane tonight, so I could be at the premiere tomorrow.
Oh, yay! Oh, so we'll see you 2 days in a row.
I made some comments about Ozempic recently. 50% of the people hated it, 50% of people liked it, and then on TikTok, everyone hated it. But my opinion used to be the same as the people who didn't like my opinion on Ozempic, until I met somebody who lost weight from Ozempic and it changed their life. I had to lose the weight that I had gained during pregnancy, otherwise I was at a higher risk of actually getting diabetes, which I did not want.
The Ozempic wave in Hollywood is getting louder every single day, and honestly, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. First, people were talking about Ariana Grande, then Meghan Trainor, Kelly Osbourne, and now even Margot Robbie is getting pulled into the conversation. This isn't just a trend anymore. It's starting to feel like a full-blown takeover. And don't get it twisted, the men are right in the mix too.
I find the most disappointing in all of this is that most of the comments are coming from grown women. Women that say they're counselors, women that are mothers, women who look like they have weight struggles of their own. And it's absolutely devastating that women can't support other women. They'd rather tear them down when their dad just died. It's disgusting, and I've had enough of it. So
a lot of them are starting to look like slimmer, almost fragile versions of their old selves, like a throwback to 2017 Timothée Chalamet vibes. No disrespect at all, but something about this shift feels off, and people are getting concerned it could go too far if it keeps going like this. What really has people talking is how dramatic some of these transformations look. Yet so many celebs keep denying everything even when fans think it's obvious. If you've been anywhere near social media lately, then you've seen how Ozempic has completely taken over conversations. People who struggled with weight for years are suddenly dropping pounds fast, and it's raising eyebrows because it doesn't feel natural to a lot of viewers. And here's where it gets even messier. Some of these same celebrities were once leading the body positivity movement when it was trending. But the second Ozempic and Mounjaro entered the picture, that energy switched up real quick. Take Meghan Trainor as a major example. Back when she couldn't lose weight, she was proudly dropping songs like All About That Bass, celebrating different body types and confidence. But now, fans feel like the message has completely flipped.
Margot Robbie in person 2 years ago. I was at this media event out in Utah. It was very interesting, and here we are, the two of us together. She looks amazing. This is her, like, relatively unmade up. Both of us had a little makeup on, but not a lot. We were at this event, and we looked like two normal humans there, right? Two normal women next to each other. It was an honor to meet her. She just showed up at a fashion show, and she looks absolutely skeletal. Hold on, I'm trying to get my note in exactly where she is. I found it. She is Paris Fashion Week at the Chanel show. Look at her. This is actually sad to me. She has lost the slight, ever so slight fullness that was in her face before. Now she's got the sunken cheek. And I don't know if that is, they say all these Hollywoods are getting that buccal fat removal from their faces, which obviously she did not need, or the speculation online is that this is Ozempic, that she decided this is her on the right looking normal.
During one of her recent performances, she even changed her own lyrics from "It's pretty clear I ain't no size 2" to "It's pretty clear I got some new boobs." That's a huge shift for a song that once made people feel seen and confident in their bodies. Now, some fans feel like that original message has been replaced, and not everyone is happy about it. On top of that, people have been calling out how different she looks now, saying her face has changed so much that she almost looks like a completely different person. But even with all that, some are saying it still doesn't compare to the reaction Kelly Osbourne has been getting lately. Her transformation seriously shocked people. Kelly went from having a fuller figure to looking extremely slim in a way that caught fans off guard. And one big concern people keep bringing up is that with these kinds of rapid weight changes, it's not just fat being lost, muscle can go too, which can leave someone looking weak or drained. That's exactly why so many people are worried about what's really going on behind the scenes.
Look at her. This is actually sad to me. She has lost the slight, ever so slight fullness that was in her face before.
What a lot of people don't realize is that Kelly has been open about struggling with her weight journey for years. She's been trying to reach her goals for a long time, and now it seems like she finally found something that worked for her. But the timeline has people raising questions. Back in 2018, she even had gastric sleeve surgery to help with weight loss, but reports say she ended up gaining over 100 pounds afterward. So, when she suddenly appeared in February 2024 looking dramatically slimmer, it instantly got people talking. At first, she didn't hide it either. She openly admitted to using Ozempic and even spoke positively about it on camera, encouraging others who were struggling to consider it. But then, things took a sharp turn. Just a few months later, she completely denied ever using it, and that sudden switch had people confused. Fans quickly connected the dots and felt like the backlash played a big role in that change of story. It looked like she realized how intense the criticism was getting and decided to step back from those earlier statements. And when she showed up at the Brit Awards recently, the conversation only got louder. People had a lot to say, and not all of it was kind. Listen, I'm not trying to pile on to what everyone else is saying, but it's hard to ignore what people are noticing. A lot of fans are genuinely concerned about Kelly, and whether she admits it or not, the conversation around her health isn't going away anytime soon. Now moving on, because Margot Robbie has also entered the chat, and people have a lot to say about her recent appearance at Paris Fashion Week. She stepped out looking noticeably slimmer, like she dropped a significant amount of weight, and fans immediately started speculating. On top of that, people online pointed out how different her face looked, saying her cheeks appeared more hollow than before, which only added fuel to the discussion. Some viewers even compared her new look to a completely different vibe, saying she almost had a sharper, more dramatic facial structure. No shade, but it definitely caught people off guard and had social media talking nonstop. And here's where things get interesting. A pattern people keep bringing up is how several of these celebrities seem to switch things up physically after having children. Meghan has spoken about taking her weight more seriously after giving birth, and Kelly has shared similar sentiments in the past. Now fans are side-eyeing the timeline with Margot as well. Keep in mind, Margot was never considered big at all, even after welcoming her son in 2024. That's why the shift stood out even more to people watching closely. She even opened up in a British Vogue interview about feeling out of place in her body while filming Wuthering Heights shortly after giving birth. She said, "I was 3 months postpartum when we started shooting. So I was in a very different headspace. I didn't do my usual routine. It was more haphazard, and I remember saying to Emerald, 'What if I'm not prepared enough?' She kept saying, 'Don't want you to prepare. I just need you to be in the moment,' which was a lovely way of relieving my anxiety." That insight gave fans a glimpse into how much pressure she may have been feeling behind the scenes. She also explained that the experience became more about being present in her body instead of overthinking everything, which added another layer to the conversation. And then, there's Ariana Grande, because her name keeps popping up in all of this too. Interestingly, people are now saying she looks more like her earlier self again, after her recent Golden Globes appearance. But rewind to when she was filming Wicked, and the reaction online was completely different. Ariana was already naturally petite, so when she appeared noticeably slimmer during that time, it didn't go unnoticed at all. Fans immediately started questioning what changed, especially since the difference was so visible on camera. At the time, a lot of people were pointing fingers at the Wicked producers, claiming they were the reason behind Ariana's weight loss. Now, nobody is confirming that, but the timeline definitely had people raising eyebrows. The noticeable changes seemed to happen while she was actively on set, and interestingly, Cynthia Erivo was also part of that same conversation. But here's what really got people talking. Once filming wrapped, Ariana didn't look as frail anymore and actually seemed to gain back a healthier, more balanced look. That shift had fans questioning everything because the difference before and after production was hard to ignore. And let's not skip over Kelly Clarkson, because her name has also been in the mix. She spent years with a fuller figure, and then suddenly she appeared noticeably slimmer, which instantly sparked speculation online. But just like others, she shut down the Ozempic rumors and credited other factors for her transformation. Now, here's the twist. It's not just women being dragged into this conversation. Men in Hollywood are deep in it too, but some of them are a bit more open, or at least less defensive, when the topic comes up. Take Scott Disick, for example. At first, he wasn't trying to address his weight loss at all, but then during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, viewers spotted Mounjaro sitting in his fridge, and that moment had the internet going wild. Before that, people were already speculating, but that detail made everything click for a lot of viewers. Then you've got Ryan Seacrest, who caught serious attention for his dramatic transformation. He had always been open about trying to manage his weight and even spoke publicly about following a Mediterranean diet. But in June 2025, everything shifted when he posted photos that had people doing double takes. Fans started saying he looked extremely slim, with a more hollow face and noticeably thinner frame. The conversation quickly turned into Ozempic speculation, even though he never directly addressed any of it. And just like that, the rumors kept building without slowing down. Now, John Goodman is a whole different situation, but somehow he still got pulled into the noise. He lost around 200 pounds over many years, long before Ozempic even became popular. So a lot of people are confused about why his name is even part of this discussion. His journey actually goes way back to 2007 when he weighed close to 400 pounds. He made major lifestyle changes, quitting alcohol after decades, cutting out sugar, sticking to a Mediterranean-style diet, walking up to 12,000 steps daily, and even adding boxing into his routine. That kind of consistency took serious effort over time. But even with all that, some people still claim he might be using Ozempic now just to maintain his results without having to stay as strict. And of course, the internet had opinions ready. One person even said, so basically Hollywood went from an opioid epidemic to being obsessed with food, to the point of feeling like they needed the Ozempic, and now they all look like they've been exposed to radiation for a long time, and people are supposed to think it's okay and not talk about it. And honestly, that comment right there pretty much sums up the energy online right now. People are not holding back anymore, and the frustration is getting louder by the day. What used to be quiet whispers is now turning into full-on call-outs across social media, and nobody in Hollywood seems safe from the conversation. The biggest issue people keep bringing up is how fast everything is happening. These transformations aren't taking years, they're happening in months, sometimes even weeks. And that's what's making fans uneasy. Because when bodies start changing that quickly, people naturally start asking questions. At the same time, there's this growing feeling that honesty has completely left the room. Fans feel like they're being told one story while their eyes are seeing something totally different. And that disconnect is what's really driving people crazy right now. It's also creating this unrealistic standard all over again. Regular. People are watching celebrities shrink at rapid speed while being told it's all from healthy habits and lifestyle changes, and it just doesn't add up for a lot of viewers. Now the conversation has shifted from just curiosity to concern. People are starting to ask where this ends and what kind of impact this is going to have long-term if it keeps going at this pace. And at this point, the whole situation just leaves people with more questions than answers. Because when you really sit back and look at it, something about all of this just doesn't feel normal anymore. Hollywood keeps pushing these sudden transformations. Fans keep noticing every detail, and the gap between what's being said and what's being seen just keeps getting wider. And that's exactly why people aren't letting this go. Whether it's celebrities denying it, staying silent, or switching up their stories, the conversation is not slowing down anytime soon. If anything, it's only getting louder with every new transformation that pops up. So now it really comes down to this. Are people overreacting, Or is there actually something bigger going on behind the scenes that nobody wants to fully address? Because one thing is clear, everyone is watching, everyone is talking, and this whole Ozempic wave isn't disappearing anytime soon.